Hello everyone, this is Marlena Ramchandran from the Canada Infinite Pre-Arrival Program. A warm welcome to all of you. We have a very interesting topic lined up today for all of you, which is on entrepreneurship as an alternative career option in Canada. Now, before I introduce both our speakers for today, let's go through the webinar housekeeping. This webinar is being recorded. The length is approximately 1 hour. All participant lines will be muted and question answer session opportunities will be at the end of the webinar. You may type your questions in the questions window, and please do take time to complete post-webinar survey in the end. You will also receive an email and a recording will be posted on JVS Toronto's blog. Please do remember we are hosting from home, so please be patient with us. Just a brief about our program because we have a lot of content to be covered today. This is Canada Infinite Pre-Arrival Employment Acceleration and Mentorship Program. Is a free national 8-week program delivered by JVS Toronto. You can look up more details on our website, www.canadainfinite.org. So we have two very interesting speakers today, and both of them are going to give you different perspectives in terms of entrepreneurship in Canada. Our first speaker for today, an award-winning entrepreneur, Slava Appel. He's got expertise in advertising, marketing, software training, and consulting companies. He shares his business experience with startups by being a mentor and teacher at 5 incubators, and Slava has been nominated by Ernst & Young as an Entrepreneur of the Year, celebrating Canada's most innovative business leaders. He has also written 2 business books, has been on the cover of a magazine as an industry leader, and has helped over 100 businesses expand to Canada through Startup Visa channel. It's a pleasure having you with us, Slava.
Yeah.
And our next speaker for today is Catherine Wilding. She's the Manager for Entrepreneurship Connections at Access Employment. For more than 10 years, Catherine has worked with Access Employment in various roles to connect Access clients to employment. She's now the Entrepreneurship Connections Manager, building relationships with corporate stakeholders, employers, and entrepreneurs to create connections for Access clients. She also pursues sponsorship and grant opportunities to expand Access Employment's resources and increase connections. Pleasure having you with us too, Catherine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So without spending any more time, over to you, Slava. The stage is all yours. I'm going to give you the mouse control.
Okay, thank you, Marlena. All right. Well, welcome everyone to the webinar, Entrepreneurship as an Alternative Career Option in Canada. So thank you to Canada Infinite. Please keep in mind, this is a short webinar. It is not meant to train you how to be an entrepreneur, just to let you know what is available to you as that alternative source of income here in Canada. And it's not called How to Get Rich Quick webinar. It is really just to give you more alternative options. So for everyone in attendance, if you have any questions, as Marlena said, you can actually type them into your question bar, and Catherine and I will start answering them at the end of the webinar. So let's get going. As I was already introduced, I have done a lot in entrepreneurship space. I have been an entrepreneur all of my adult life, building advertising, marketing, software companies, training, consulting companies. I'm very proud of my 20-year-old order automation technology company that won top awards in all of my important categories, including top software and top product of the year. I share my business experience with a lot of startups. As Marlena mentioned, I'm a mentor and a teacher in quite a few incubators. I teach in Toronto and Vaughan City Hall at 2 universities. I advise over 50 investment firms on software and marketing. And I have been privileged to work with entrepreneurs, and I really, really enjoy that. I've written 2 books as well, kind of trying to help businesses thrive. Throughout my career, I being a proud recipient of Infonet's Employment Acceleration and Mentorship Program. Catherine, later on, that's going to be a speaker. I have an award from Access Group as well. And you can see there's a lot of pictures of me circulating around dignitaries. And for those of you that are not in Canada, you probably don't know who they are, but we have here Director General of Foreign Affairs, Connie Price. We have Member of Parliament, Michael Levitt. We have Toronto Mayor John Tory, a really good guy, like him a lot. Former Minister of Immigration, Ahmed Hussein. So it is really all based on my involvement in a startup and the business community. So I will start it off with, give me 1 second. I think we're fighting over here, mouse control. I'll start off with a quote by Justin Trudeau. Our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, on January 20th, 2016 speech, Mr. Trudeau actually stated, we need policies that encourage science, innovation, and research. He said that Canada was mostly known for its resources, but he wants Canada to be known for our resourcefulness. Really what it means, more entrepreneurs. Canada is attracting a lot of innovation. For example, Toronto-Waterloo Corridor has developed so much in the past 10 years that it now supports over 5,000 startups and over 15,000 tech companies, making it second largest technology cluster in North America. So we are really fostering that in Canada. Let's go back a slide. Give me 1 second here. And 1 second, there we are. As of December 2018, Canada's economy total about 1.2 million employer businesses. So that's a lot of businesses, but more than 90% of them were small businesses. So when you're thinking about, hey, I'm coming to Canada or I'm already here, what am I doing next? Majority of Canadian gross national product developed, most of it is done by the smaller companies. These are companies that only have about between 1 and let's say 100 employees. That what is considered small. So when you are looking for yourself, what am I going to do? Is it going to be an employee path? Is it going to be an entrepreneur path? As you can see, Canada has favorable outlook in respect for entrepreneurs, but both being an employee and being an entrepreneur have their own advantages and disadvantages. Entrepreneurs are always kind of portrayed as happy and free, they're risk takers, they have the benefits of controlling their own time and life and income. In fact, most images you would see even on social media, these are the guys that are driving expensive cars, and people having expensive clothing. They are portraying themselves, I'm a self-made millionaire because I own a business. However, there are a lot of risks in being an entrepreneur as well versus being an employee. So one good thing about a regular job that it lets you receive your money every month, month after month. You get vacation, holiday, and sick days paid for. That means you can just keep doing what you are doing and not worry about that business project that you're working on or clients not paying or else. The level of insecurity is left for entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs are typically those risk takers. Finding a new job for newcomers is tough though. So you come to Canada for better life, for you, for your children, but week after week, you get job rejections or you get actually no response at all from the potential employer. And this is where a lot of the people looking towards that entrepreneurship path, opening up their own company. Canadian employers typically are looking for those people with previous Canadian experience, but most of you coming to Canada don't have that. And that's why entrepreneurship path is a potentially good path for you to even start getting your own brand new Canadian experience. And this is why kind of opening up your business, your company, or self-employment may be a good choice for you. So the difference between employee entrepreneur, employee has that steady pay, but no guarantee of employment because something could happen to that employer as well. Typically, employee pays higher taxes than a business owner or a self-employed person. There's a lot of tax advantages of owning your own business. Typically, as an employee, you'll have fixed working hours, but as an entrepreneur, you will have irregular work hours, really as long as your customers want you to do something, you'll end up doing it. And a lot of the times you work a lot more than those 8 hours per day. With being an employee, you have kind of that linear growth. You know exactly where you are going to be in the next 5 years, 10 years. You know what the raises are going to be if you're keeping in the same job. But with you becoming an entrepreneur, you will have a lot more opportunities for that income growth. And yet you will still have the risks of not having any income at all. So typically with employees, you have a lot less stress because really your bosses, your managers, they're the ones that are making sure that you have that smooth career path. And by you being an entrepreneur, typically there is a lot more stress, and I can tell you by the lack of hair on my head. So there is a lot of stress of being that entrepreneur. So there are different types of entrepreneurs. You can be a big business, you can be a smaller business as well. People have varying aspirations and visions for what kind of business they want to create. Everyone operates their businesses based on their own personality, based on their skill sets, life experience, characteristics. Some people think that with hard work they can find success, while others may find using a third-party capital, bankers, grants, investors will help them get there. For some entrepreneurs, profits are less important than providing social good. Majority of businesses, though, are small businesses, over 90%, 97% to be exact. People interested in a small business entrepreneurship are more likely to make a profit to support their family and a modest lifestyle. However, if you want to be one of those rich people, then definitely you should be looking for the bigger business. And again, with bigger business aspirations, there's just so much more risk as well. So small business entrepreneurship, that's your web-based sellers. You can sell products online. That's your graphic designers, photographers, service providers like dentists, accountants, massage therapists. These are considered to be the smaller size entrepreneurs. You can be a reseller of somebody else's product. You can even be an Uber driver. That's you being self-employed and still an entrepreneur. You control your own hours and how much money you're going to make through that. You can become a consultant. A lot of you are coming to Canada with great experiences that you could be sharing with the rest of the Canadians. So bigger businesses, you can buy a franchise, you can open up a restaurant, you can open up a manufacturing plant, open up a software company, you can have investments or real estate holdings and manage those. You can become that investor as well. So there are many different types of entrepreneurs, and it all based on what is more suitable for you. So while there is no right way to become an entrepreneur, the general character trajectory usually looks like something like this. Develop an idea for a unique or in-demand business. Learn about and gain experience in many different roles in that business. You have to be a marketer, you have to be an accountant, you have to be the manager, you have to self-sustain the business without even having to hire someone else, because you have to start kind of developing right away. Make a business plan and establish a source of funding or multiple source of funding as well. Recruit talented workers. Team is very important, and managers, and help them develop their skills so they can help you grow the business. Then you can test, implement, support. You can grow your product line. Devise strategies for launching the product or service, for attracting and retaining customers. It's a lot easier to retain a customer than to find a brand new one. And once the company is established, seek out the way how to grow your revenue, scale it up. And this is what I do with a lot of companies, help them scale up their company. You can join a business incubator, you can get a mentor as well, you can work on your business plan, learn how to market yourself. So if you really want to scale, if you want to grow your business, marketing is very important. And if you don't know how to market, if you're a shy person, or you can always hire and outsource to somebody that is an expert in marketing as well. You can sell products online. There is a lot of great resources. In a few of my next slides, you will see that where you can start selling products or reselling products online. You can distribute the products, warehouse them, ship them out for somebody else as well. You can invest into existing businesses, and you can get investors to invest in your business as well. Now, it is easier and easier year over year to build out your e-commerce websites. Right now, we're living in this pandemic world, so not a lot of transactions that are happening face to face, but yet we have a great Canadian success story, Shopify. It's very easy for you to build any store of any type on a Shopify platform. It is very inexpensive. You can sell practically any product there, and there is many other free or cheap alternatives like WooCommerce, Weebly, that allows you to build up your online storefront. Government of Canada has a lot of grants and support for you even to build out your websites, and even grants to help you market your services as well. Okay, advancing the slide, that's the pause. Okay, so you can also have a partner or partners in your business. So starting to sell something online can feel intimidating. And there are a lot of platforms that will allow you to do so without you being involved in every stage of the website or of your product development. You can have something as easy or as simple as posting products on Craigslist, Kijiji, eBay. These are popular Canadian platforms. Some of them are worldwide platforms as well that allows you to sell a product. You can do reselling of somebody else's product, so that would be medium difficulties. You can sign up on websites like Commission Junction, Linkshare, Rakuten, which is Linkshare, Share a Sale. These are the websites that allows you to promote somebody else's product and let somebody else do the fulfillment and customer support. You can do gigs, and you may hear a lot about gig economy, where you're doing smaller jobs or consulting jobs or some kind of task for somebody else. You can use websites such as Fiverr or Upwork. You can do deliveries, Uber, Foodora, Skip the Dishes, DoorDash. There's a lot of great delivery services that would allow you to use your vehicle to actually deliver the product and make some money from that. You can sell your own products on websites like Poshmark, Etsy, Alibaba, Amazon, or you can do your own web stores like on Shopify or custom store platforms. So there's a lot of opportunity for you while you're still at home to start making money. And for those of you that are on a pre-arrival level, you haven't even arrived here, you can already start setting it up from your home country as well. So there is a lot of benefits of starting a business in Canada. One of the most cited benefits of owning your own business is the flexibility that comes with it. Whether you are working and when you're working, it is completely up to you. You control your own hours. And just as important, entrepreneurs say that owning their own business lets them set their own priorities, let them set up their own schedule for what's important to them, whether it's spending more time with your family or with your hobbies. But obviously, you got to start making money before you spend way too much time with your hobbies. Eventually, as the business grows and matures, entrepreneurs do get more time to spend that time doing what they want to do, but it requires you to have that business that's scaled, that you have some kind of an autopilot system that works for you, either with automation or by hiring the right people. And there is no question that owning your own business is a risky proposition, but with risk comes great rewards. One of my favorite ones would be tax advantages. Entrepreneurs typically pay less taxes because government does allow them for a lot more write-offs. There's a lot of great corporate structures that are available. There is great government incentive to grow your business. Government helps you from hiring people incentives to keeping people incentives to marketing to doing research and development. And we are kind of right here in Canada. Government of Canada has promoted a lot of even newer incentives and grants and subsidies to business owners. Running the business in Canada, you have great stream of highly qualified employees, proximity to a large US market. You can sell to US market alone. Very mature court system, so you are protected in how you are doing business. We are not a litigious country, so you can, unlike running a business in US, you don't have to look over your shoulder every time. We have a lot of great city-based incentives as well, depending what city you are moving into. And looking even at Canadian marketplace or Toronto, where I'm located, Toronto has 67% of the workforce with a post-secondary degree, which is highly qualified demographic to help you run your business, and over 51% with foreign-born population. So you can always find even someone that speaks your language if you're not fully proficient in English yet. So most businesses require you to start with some sort of capital, either from your own savings or from your friends, family, or even external investors. Putting all of your eggs in one basket is never a good business strategy, and especially when it comes to financing. That's why diversifying between personal investment or family money or bank money or venture capital money or angel investor money is important. There are over 4,000 government grants. Let me repeat that again. There's over 4,000 different government grants that are available, UN subsidies here in Canada. So planning on what you are doing and when to apply and for what you're applying and how you're strategizing for it is important. So whether you are into media or into technology or into farming or into manufacturing, there is always some kind of a help line available from government of Canada to help you grow. Now, I know that Catherine is going to be speaking a little bit more about that in the future, but depending, or in the future slides, but depending on where you are today with your business or business idea, there are different types of funding options that are available. Considering that a startup business presents a higher risk investment than a mature business, you may go towards your friends and family, government support, bank loans, or once your business actually matures, over $500,000 in traction or in sales, you can go to angel investor, venture capitals, public markets. So there's a lot of different options that are available to you as you are going through the process of starting up your business. Studies from JP Morgan 2017 actually reported that in Canada versus US, it costs you about 14.5% less to run a business. So, and government of Canada is also helping you. We have a lot cheaper when it comes to overhead. So if you already own a business and would like to expand it or bring it to Canada, there are quite a few things that you can consider that before opening it up here. And if you don't have a Canadian PR yet, and I know that most of the people on this call are already pre-PR or landed or with PR, but if you don't have a PR in Canada yet, you can get yourself a Canadian director, think of it like a partner or an operating person, and you can start opening up the company by having that Canadian director here. They can already help you register the company, open up the bank account. So as you are still in the pre-arrival stage, but you don't want to just not do anything, and you do have your eyes set on opening up a company in Canada, you can start it remotely as well. And also, I'm a little bit biased, and this is self-serving, but I recommend you getting a consultant or a guide that can take you through the process and save you time and money and help you avoid mistakes. It includes how do you set up the business properly? How do you do marketing or website or business planning, relationship with bankers, finding the right workspace? That's what consultant can help you with. Help you with cross-border strategies or training, finding specialists and professionals such as lawyers, accountants, financial planners. That's what your guide, your helper can do for you as well. So there are a lot of resources, and this list will not do it justice, but there's a lot of resources that are available where you can do your self-research. You can look up Chamber of Commerce, you can reach back out to CanadaInfonet.org or Access Group. You can have peer group meetups. There are incubators that will help you grow your business. You can join LinkedIn groups. Look up Canadian industry statistics, reach out to BDC, which is a Canadian government-based bank, provide great amount of resources. EDC helps you with export. You can even look up what products are popular and trending. You can go to a website called trends.google.com and kind of start experimenting and looking what products, what will actually help you. I'll finish off with a little bit of a self-promo. This would be my second last slide. A bit of a promo how I help businesses. I have helped over 100 businesses expand to Canada, where our team helps entrepreneurs scale and grow. Our consulting services are aimed at high net worth individuals or high growth companies. That's who I typically work with. We're looking to help establish in Canada, next Uber, next Shopify, next Amazon, next Google, who wants to kind of come here to Canada and establish here, or help them with entry into Canadian marketplace. We'll help them with business vetting and internationalization, product research, help them with their marketing plans, website, and a go-to-market strategy. We help them fine-tune their innovation to make sure they can come to Canada with that something that makes them different, makes them better than everyone else, how they are doing business. You may be coming here with that know-how. We help them navigate with the Startup Visa path to Canada, which is an immigration path specific for entrepreneurs. And we help them explore funding options for businesses and help them find optimal paths for fundraising as well. Well, this is my information. Feel free to connect with me on Twitter, on LinkedIn, reach out to me afterwards. I look forward to your questions. And these are 3 of my companies: Startup Visa Services, All Can Trust, Company Trainer, out of many other companies that I'm involved with as well. I'll pass the baton or the speaker podium to Catherine next. Can't wait to hear your questions, and I'll stick around to answer all of them as well.
Thank you, Slava. This is Marlena here. And Catherine, I'll just passing on the mouse controls to you.
Slava was passing on the figurative baton, and you are passing on the actual, the literal. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much. So first, thank you to Canada Infonet, to Marlena Charvari for inviting me to join you today. And I'm thrilled to tell you a little bit about entrepreneurship and about our entrepreneurship program at Access Employment. And thanks to Slava, that was an overwhelming amount of information. And really, there's so much you covered there. And I can easily see that that could have been drawn out into a 3-hour presentation, which is full of information. Thank you so much. And great to see the connection with Access Employment. So first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Access. And because Slava's presentation was so detailed, I don't need to, I will skip over some of this stuff, but I want to talk to you about the Entrepreneurship Connections pre-arrival program that we have, and how you would benefit from it. And I hope you will join us as a result of today's presentation. So why is this not jumping forward every time? Okay, so a little bit about Access. And while I'm talking, perhaps you could read the testimonial there at the bottom from one of the participants from our Entrepreneurship Connections program. So Access, like JVS, is a government-funded organization, and our work is to connect people to employment, to connect into the labor market, and that includes self-employment. So we work with over 39,000 people every year. We have 7 locations throughout the GTA. So we are based in the GTA, but the pre-arrival program that I'm going to talk to you about is not limited to Toronto. So regardless of where you're landing in Canada, we can help you with that. Why are we not happy? Okay, it's just slow to move. So the purpose of this presentation is not to tell you about Access and all the programs we have, but I just want to show a brief slide here, which shows you that we work with all job seekers. We work with youth, we work with women. Slava mentioned the importance of working with a mentor. And Infonet also, I saw on your slides that you also offer mentoring services. And really, we can't say enough about this because it's your opportunity to get plugged into your industry, to learn from on-the-ground advice from people who've been through the same journey that you have gone through. Often newcomers like to give back by mentoring other newcomers. So take advantage of mentoring services wherever you can see them. And then back to our entrepreneurship program, we also have pre-arrival services like JVS, and one of the services we offer is the pre-arrival program for Entrepreneurship Connections. We have an on-the-ground Entrepreneurship Connections program for those of you who've arrived, and I'll give more information on that later. But today we're talking about the benefits of the pre-arrival program. So, slow slides to move. Okay, a little bit about Canadian small business, and I'm laughing because Slava was telling you how the numbers of Canadians pursuing small business has increased and is increasing every year. I had to update my slides for our last year's statistic, which shows that 98.2 businesses in Canada are small business. So as Slava said, that is considered, small business is considered from 1 to 100. So that's actually maybe not a small business, but just so you know, that's how it's classified in Canada. Other things of note of interest are that the number of women pursuing self-employment in Canada is on the increase, and there are so many support services and mentoring. Women love to mentor other women in entrepreneurship. There are a lot of supports there. And the other thing, again, to echo what Slava was saying, was the statistics that newcomer entrepreneurs tend to be drawn to the STEM industries, so science and technology and engineering and those innovative technologies which are going to put Canada onto the world stage to follow Justin Trudeau's dream. And that's wonderful news, but just for you to realize that if you're thinking of something along the lines of science, technology, and innovation and AI and app tech, anything like that, you're in good company, and that newcomer entrepreneurs have great success with these launching these small businesses. Oops, oh, now I went past one. So Shivari had just asked me to spend a little time talking about the trends that we are seeing and good businesses for newcomer entrepreneurs. So I'm telling you a little bit about what we are seeing. And of course, there was a drive towards e-commerce before the pandemic, and the pandemic has only increased that need, that even a small retail shop now needs to have an online presence, and that is absolutely essential. So that every business has a website. Do you know how to launch your own website? If you don't, and everything that goes along with that, social media and everything, there are a growing legion of e-commerce services to support small business. And as Slava said, many newcomers, entrepreneurs, choose to pursue this as their business, to become a consultant to small business, to become a support to small business, whether that is being the website developer, developing the online content, managing all of the social media channels that as a business owner, you need to be competitive, you need to be out there in the digital space, and maybe you don't have time and you need to hire somebody to write your blogs and to publish all of your content. In addition to that, we see all of the more traditional services that go along with supporting business, and that is newcomers who've arrived in Canada and see an opportunity for innovation in accounting, bookkeeping. We have one of our recent grads who is basically trying to become the Airbnb of finance services, so to provide a platform for those selling or providing accounting and bookkeeping and financial advising services, and also to be a place to attract customers who are looking for financial advisors. So there's a great example of both innovation and also the traditional services that newcomers are drawn to as a business opportunity. Next slide. So another thing we often see with our newcomer entrepreneurs is that they either arrive in Canada and see a gap in the market. The country that they've come from, around anywhere in the world, there's a product or a service that is easily available, and arriving in Canada, they see that it's not available here and know that they've got the channels and the contacts to secure and develop that supply chain and bring it to Canada. So that's a great trend we see where people have that innovative idea. And the second would be if you're either you arrive in Canada, you build it, or you bring it. So we have many clients in our programs who have worked in an industry for, say, the IT industry for 10, 15, 20 years, and arriving in Canada, they decide to start their own consulting business. And so this is where the Entrepreneurship Connections Pre-Arrival Program can be an advantage, because when we think of entrepreneurship, it isn't starting up a little shop and selling things in a bright little sunny window. It is also these IT tech services, consulting services, and people leveraging their work experience they have brought to the country to become their own business person. And that can also be pursuing the contracts, working in the gig economy, picking up extra jobs. So that also is self-employment. And in our Entrepreneurship Connections Pre-Arrival Program, we have modules for you to learn more about what that involves. How do you incorporate your business? How do you prepare for taxation and remittances and all of those things, the logistics of what are involved with having your own business. So either you build it or bring it, and this is some of the trends that we're seeing with our clients. And regardless of what your small business is, as Slava said, it is absolutely essential that you prepare a business plan, and also that you are prepared to pitch that business in different ways, in different environments, to different people. You have to know your business and how to market it. But getting back to the business plan, before you can grow the business, before you can go to financing, to banks, to investors, you have to have a business plan. It's the first thing they will ask you about. And with our mentors in our program, often the feedback they give us is that people aren't taking the concept of it, the necessity of a business plan, aren't taking that seriously enough. It's absolutely essential. It is like your resume. It's something that would always be evolving, and you're adding and you're changing and you're tweaking. It's never done, and it should never be done and put on a shelf. It's a living it's a living document, and it's something that you're constantly referring to. But many people consider it the fundamental of success in your small business. So again, in our pre-arrival program, we have resources to take you through learning what is a business plan, what is the template for it, the definition of all the key terms, and walking through how you would draft that, how you would develop the information to put in your business plan. And so that regardless of where you are in your business, startup, growth, expansion, you're always using your business plan. Absolutely fundamental. I'm not going to talk too much about financing the business because Slava did such a great job of giving you an overview of that. But just generally, if you're in your incubator growth startup stage, you're really just using perhaps your own money to get things launched. And then if you're a small business, maybe you have revenue coming in from customer sales and service, but at some point, if you're wanting to grow and build and you need that investment, then you're looking at other people's money. And whether that's friends and family or government incubators to help you get things off the ground, or microfinancing that is offered through some community funds, that often is what we see in our program. We're looking at people who are in the initial, the ideation, the startup phase of their business. So this is what we know more about in our program, and have the resources and contacts to direct you to the various government funding incubators locally that do provide a little bit of microfinancing, and usually that's to the tune of maybe $5,000 to $10,000. And beyond that, as Slava said, you're looking at angel investors, you're looking at venture capital, and moving on into commercial banks. That little chart, I don't know if you can see it in your slide, but it is taken from the Angel Capitals Corporation. So if you have the information there at the bottom, I have it in the footer. Hopefully you can see it, and that would be a way to just research other angel investors and venture capital like that. And Slava mentioned some of those as well. So then, to get to talking a little bit about our our program, I wanted to just check my time. We are a free online program to take you through the steps of learning about entrepreneurship, self-employment, incorporating a business, and provide you with the supports and contacts you need to get started. So I'm going to break this down a little bit in subsequent slides, but just wanted to say we are government funded as well. And Slava mentioned BDC. I'm going to come back to this again because it is Canada's only bank for small business, to support entrepreneurship and small business in Canada. They are arm's length government organizations, so they have loans and financing for small business. Beyond that, if you take a note of the website, on the BDC website, bdc.ca, they have resources, toolkits, assessments, all for entrepreneurs. So really there's a lot of information there for you to be doing your research. And it's a really good website to take note of and continue your research there. Slide. So with the entrepreneurship program, it starts with registration and open access to self-directed modules, so that you're going to work your way through at your own pace the online modules, and then we bring you into webinars and debriefs to discuss what you've learned and get feedback and ask questions. We have a Talk Business Cafe, which is just monthly webinars where we're inviting subject matter experts in to talk about topics that are of importance to entrepreneurship. And we also, that provides a networking space for people to connect and collaborate. And going forward, you have individualized consultation, so one-on-one support from our business consultants. And this is the opportunity to work on your action plan, get feedback on your business plan as you're drafting that. And then the program works with you until you are post-arrival. So once you are landing, then we're connecting you to your landing city and with the resources there. So just to break it down a little bit more, the program, the Entrepreneurship Connections Pre-Arrival Program, goes through 3 stages. So just to come back to what I'd already mentioned, in stage 1, this is where you have access to the webinars and self-directed online learning modules. They are fairly interesting in the sense that you have little pop-ups and quizzes and little speakers popping up. It's not just pages and pages of slides. It's fairly interactive, so they're quite interesting, and there are 8 of them in total. These are the topics. So getting started in business, legal aspects to launching a business. This would be exposing you to the legalities of incorporating your business, and whether you are sole proprietor, whether you are a partnership or incorporating your business. This module takes you through the pros and cons of those different ways to incorporate your business and things you need to consider there. We have an entire module dedicated to creating a business plan. So breaking it apart, discussing what are the essential components that go into the business plan. And there are many templates out there in the world online, but our module supports that with definitions and examples and taking you through getting started with a draft business plan. Then we have financing considerations, which is accounting, communications, marketing. We have an entire module on taxation, which is learning about the Canadian taxation system, and as Slava mentioned, some of the benefits to being an entrepreneur and the tax write-offs and everything you need to prepare for your remittances. And then the last module is about franchising. So whether or not you're considering pursuing franchising, if you're curious to have a look to see how franchising may be different in Canada, what franchise options are on trend right now, what are the ones that are people are doing well with. So that's an overview of our modules, and then you roll into stage 2, and this is where you're connecting one-on-one with a consultant to debrief and get some feedback on those the modules. We have webinars, so you have an opportunity as a group to discuss and ask questions. We have those monthly webinars, networking events, an opportunity to connect with mentors. We've had more and more people who are pre-arrival and they just they're thinking of an industry and they want to talk to somebody in the industry to sort of ask some really specific questions. And we have a vast alumni of clients across many industry sectors. So we're usually able to partner someone if they're wanting to ask questions about healthcare or supply chain or engineering. So there we are coming back and talking again about the importance of having a mentor. So take that away from today and remember that, the importance of that. And then finally, we come to stage 3 in the program, where now you're informing us that you're landing. And so here we are with your landing city, connecting you with resources in the community, referrals to community agencies like JVS and Access to help you continue your entrepreneurship journey. And so then when you've arrived, here's where we're offering you the post-arrival supports. For example, if you're landing in Canada, you're welcome to join our Entrepreneurship Connections, what is usually our in-person program, but is virtual. And there you can get additional training. And this program, the Entrepreneurship Connections National Program, is a 4-week intensive program that takes you through everything from market research, who's your target client, test your product idea, marketing, branding, accounting, financing concerns. We have an entire webinar on the importance of digital marketing and how to get started with digital marketing. We have mentoring in the program, and the final day of the program, by the end of the 4-week program, you're walking away with a draft of your business plan. You've been one-on-one with an entrepreneur business advisor, getting feedback on your business plan. And on the last day of the program, we have a pitch competition similar to Shark Tank, or what's the other one? It's escaped me, but you're getting, sorry?
Dragon's Den.
Dragon's Den. Dragon's Den is the one that's widely known, and we have Shark Tank in Canada, but on the last day of the program, we have a pitch presentation similar to that, where we invite judges from the entrepreneur community, often one of our own entrepreneur alumni, to give feedback. And so you're getting feedback on how your presentation is. Mind you, we're a little more gentle than Dragon's Den. So at the end of the program, you've got those 2 really concrete things you're walking away with, and absolutely essential. So I think I just want to keep on time here. My next slide. To be eligible for the Entrepreneurship Connections pre-arrival program, you are pursuing permanent residency, or perhaps you already have your UCI number, you've received notification of your permanent residency. That is your eligibility. This is a program for people who are outside of Canada. If you're in Canada, we have the Entrepreneurship Connections program running out of our Toronto location. For anybody, really, we can, because we are virtual and online right now, we can take anyone into our entrepreneurship program, anyone who's landed and is residing in Ontario. But the pre-arrival program is for those who have not yet arrived in Canada and are wanting to gear up and get started on their entrepreneurship journey. And apart from that, we only need you to be comfortable both in your English language comprehension and in your computer fluency, just because it is a virtual environment and you're managing a number of platforms. So really the program eligibility is wide open. You don't yet have to have a business. You know, if you have a business idea, if you're wanting to explore entrepreneurship, and as we said earlier, if you're even thinking, well, I might land in Canada and work freelance a little bit, then the program again would be a benefit, because it would help you learn a little bit about how to get incorporated, the advantages and some tax implications, and some of the benefits that can be derived. So really, the program, anyone is welcome to join the program. Our only criteria is that you are pre-arrival. So I think I'm getting to the end here. Okay, just want to close with a slide that shows you some of the contacts we have across Canada. So whether you are landing in Vancouver, we have lots of people who land in the prairie provinces. If you're considering the Maritimes, whether that's Moncton, New Brunswick, if you're in Ottawa, we have connections across the country to help you get you connected. And I think my last slide here, if I can get there, is shows both our website. And by going to our website, accessemployment.ca, we have an entire page there for entrepreneurship. It's under our programs and resources page, programs and services page. So there's an entire there's an entire site for entrepreneurship, whether it's the pre-arrival or our landed program. You'll get more information there. And then my colleague, whose first name is Ying, you could email her directly. Her email address is also on our website, and she coordinates intake into the program. And I believe as a follow-up to today with the recording, if I'm able to send a flyer just to give you some of that contact information as well. So I think that's me. Thank you.
Alina, you're muted.
You're muted.
There we go. Thank you very much, Catherine and Slava. That was very informative, and I'm sure the participants gain a lot from this. We still have some time for our questions and answers, so I'm going to jump straight into them. The first question that I have from one of our participants is around taxation mainly. What they're asking is, can we operate a business with a registered business from another country? And what would be the tax implication if so? Also, in general, any other information that you'd like to share around taxes, and we can go with you on this, Slava.
Okay, great. Well, first of all, great thinking. Please bring as many businesses to Canada as possible. But there is a difference in taxation, whether it's a subsidiary or whether it's a brand new business. So it's a brand new business with Canadian owners. You are going to be considered as a Canadian private corporation, which actually pays less taxes than an international business. So you just have to strategize whether it's an extension, where the majority shareholders are. And yes, there is a difference whether it's an extension, subsidiary, sister company, or a brand new business with a licensing arrangement between the two companies. So there is no short answer, but if you wanted to have the best possible tax advantage, speak to a professional accountant and they are going to strategize it for you.
Thank you. Catherine, would you like to add anything?
Sorry, could you repeat the question? There were people walking into my house just
No
who were asking the question.
The question was mainly anything that you'd like to share around taxation in Canada, any inputs, anything interesting that they need to know?
No, I think I can't go a whole lot more detail in what Slava had said, apart from the fact that you need to consider how you incorporate your business, because I think it also then provides, there are different tax implications there, and tax, I don't know, loopholes or refunds that you can get depending on how, if you're a small business versus a partnership or a larger company.
Yep. Even the province or where you operate will actually change your tax bracket, because some provinces charge more taxes, some do less.
Okay. Thank you. So the next question is for you, Catherine, and Slava, you can definitely add your thoughts. So the question is, do the banks fund your business or give you a loan even if you're a newcomer and you still don't have a credit history? So can someone start business in the first year of arrival? And what are the financial options that newcomers would have?
So answer is yes. Okay, Catherine, you go.
Oh, I'll start. Just that certainly the banks in Canada are doing a lot more to welcome and support newcomers, so they don't require you don't get caught in that cycle of not having a credit history and not then being able to get credit. Most financing institutions are looking for skin in the game. So it's not wise to put all of your entire savings into launching a business. But at the same time, any investors are looking for you to have some personal investment as well as going out to them. So whether you're going to BDC, sometimes you can go to the banks, but a lot of our clients also connect with BDC, and because their business is supporting small business, they might be prepared to take on greater risk. So, certainly some banks, full stop, will turn down anybody trying to interested in opening a restaurant. You might be turned down flat. Whereas BDC might be able to take on a little bit more of that risk, but again, they're going to need to see a really strong business plan, and they want to see that experience before coming to Canada, and that you were a successful and established entrepreneur perhaps before coming to Canada.
I'll add to something that Catherine previously said, that business plan is essential, not just for your long-term vision, but also for bank loans. So sometimes on the strength of your projections, on the strength of your history, on the strength of ramping up your sales, even though you are brand new to Canada and don't have that much of a credit, just on that strength, you may get banks participating with you, but as well as government grants or potential investors or partners. But outside of that, if your credit rating is non-existent, you can also get yourself a guarantor, somebody that is going to guarantee that even though you don't have credit, they do, and they're the ones that are vetting you and vouching for you. You can get a partner, or if you already have a score at 650 and higher, there's a lot of banks that will look at you as well. Banks offer lines of credit, and they also offer collateral-based loans. So you might have arrived here, put all of your savings into a house, and now you can leverage that house as a means of borrowing for your business from the bank.
Great. All right, so let's move to the next question. So this is from one of our participants. I do not have a business idea yet, but I would like to set up my own business. Is there any help given on that front? Catherine?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So as I said in my presentation, whether you're still going through the idea stage and kind of throwing around a few ideas and wanting to research, well, what business might be the best investment for me, we would love to work with you and provide you the support and the sounding board and provide you to referrals and other resources to help you make the decision. We don't need you to have a firm idea yet in order to do our pre-arrival program.
Great. So I'm coming to you, Slava, because we still have a lot of questions and very less time. So this next question is for you, Slava. Could you share some insight on the success rate of Canadian startups for the past 5 years?
Well, I'll give you general businesses. A lot of businesses fail in the first 3 years. Over 80% of the businesses don't succeed. And I would say these are the 80% that don't have a mentor and they're not working with a professional organization that can take them through the minefield. So that's on the failure side. When it comes to startups, for people that are coming already with experience or with funding or with knowledge or expanding into Canada, those ones have much better survivability rate. And because of that, with post-lending support after you land in Canada, surrounding yourself with mentors, surrounding yourself with those people that can help you thrive will increase your chances. So if you're looking for a flat out statistic, small businesses fail a lot of the time. Right now, during the pandemic, it was a great test to those that can actually withstand and survive, and Government of Canada helped out with leases and rents and helped out with employees and overhead. So Government of Canada really stepped in to help.
Great. Thank you. Catherine, would you like to add anything? Okay, so we can't hear you.
Her phone is ringing, so she's saying we will take the next question.
No problem. So the next question is again for you, Slava. Which business sectors have showed the highest year-on-year growth average in terms of new entrants, and what would you feel would be the reason behind this?
I would say high tech. Anything that's high tech is growing like wildfire. You can take a look at what companies are going public and getting the highest return to their shareholders. Typically, these are your high tech companies. But med tech, anything that is energy based, that works really, really well as well. So you can, in reality, grow any sector if you are great at marketing and if you are properly funded. So you don't have to stick to something that is popular. You can always create your own niche.
Great. So that was our last question for today. And thank you so much once again, Slava and Catherine. We've learned a lot around entrepreneurship and specifically how to go around it in Canada. We will be taking, if more questions come, we will definitely reach out to you via email. And we will, for all our participants, thank you for joining us today. Feel free to keep in touch with us, reach out to us for any support that you may need, and do fill out the survey link which will be sent out to you, because that helps us keep bringing what you want to you into what you want in terms of webinars. Thank you very much, all of you, once again.
Thank you, Shawari.
Thank you for including us.
Infotrends. Thank you, Access. Catherine.
Yeah, thank you. Great to meet you, Slava.
Great.
Bye.